Dear students, today we are going to start learning Module 6. Module 6 is dealing with PHP. PHP is a scripting language and this PHP scripting is based on server side. In the last two modules we discussed about JavaScript. JavaScript is also a scripting language, but it is a client-side scripting language. But in case of PHP, it's a server-side scripting language. And for a web application, we know that there will be a front end as well as there will be a back end which can be interact with the database. So PHP is a server-side programming language so that it will be set up on the server side, and at the same time this PHP can have interaction with the database, and using this PHP we can insert data to the database, we can update the data from the database, or we can delete. All the data manipulation in the database can be done through this PHP. So let us learn the basics of PHP. In this we can see what all are the contents in this particular module. The main contents involves server-side scripting using PHP, which involves the following topics: introduction, how web works, setting up the environment, PHP programming basics, print echo, variables and constants, strings and arrays, operators, control structures and looping structures, functions, reading data in web pages, embedding PHP within HTML, establishing connectivity with database. So in order to complete this particular module as per university syllabus, it takes 10 hours to complete this particular module. And regarding the mark distribution, this particular module is having 20 percentage weightage for the 20 percentage weightage of marks for the university examination. So let us move on to our language, server-side scripting language, PHP. See, let us move on to the introductory part, what PHP is and who is developed this particular language. PHP, it stands for Hypertext Preprocessor. PHP is a scripting language and its PHP stands for Hypertext Preprocessor, and it is developed by a person called Rasmus Lerdouf. And in the initial stages, the language is known by the name PHP. It stands for Personal Home Pages, Personal Home Page bar Forms Interpreter, or in the earlier stages it will be notated like this: PHP bar F5. It stands for Personal Home Pages bar Forms Interpreter. At present, this PHP is known by the term Hypertext Preprocessor. Now, what type of language PHP is? It's an open source general purpose scripting language that is especially suited for web development and can be embedded into HTML. So the main thing we have to consider in case of this PHP scripting is it is an open source. It's an open source language and it's a general purpose scripting language which can be commonly used for web application. At the same time, all the PHP code can be embedded in an HTML. From in an HTML document, we can embed all the PHP scripts. Then we see some of the main features of PHP. PHP is a server-side scripting language. So as we studied JavaScript which works on the browser side and it is a client side. That's why it is termed as a client side programming language. And using this JavaScript we can accept data from the web pages, and this web data can be transferred using the Ajax as well as JSON. We can transfer this data from this client side to the server side. On the server side we need some script to handle the received data. and that can be done through this PHP. So PHP scripts are executed on the server. PHP supports many databases: MySQL, Informix, Oracle, Sysbase, Solid, PostgreSQL, generic ODBC, etc. These are some of the supporting databases by this scripting language, and it is an open source software, so it is freely available and it is free to download and use. So that since it is an open source, it can be easily downloaded from the website and people can use this corresponding server-side scripting language. PHP runs on different platforms since it is an open source, so that it is freely available. And regarding the platform, it can work on different platforms. It can work on Windows, Linux, Unix, etc. It can be compatible with almost all servers used today. So all the web servers like Apache, IIS, all these things are supported, or PHP is compatible with all these server sites. Then PHP is free to download from the official PHP resource. So the corresponding package can be easily downloaded from the official PHP resource, and it is easy to learn and runs efficiently on the server side. So this is a scripting language so that people can easily learn and execute efficiently on a server. So regarding the PHP resource, PHP servers can be, or PHP thing software can be downloaded from the corresponding website www.php.net, and in this website you can find all the resources which are needed for doing a program in PHP. Now we are having a question: what can PHP do? What can it do? So I already told you that PHP is a server-side scripting language, and it can be easily available. Since it is an open source language, it is easily available on the internet. Users can easily download it. Now, why people are accessing this PHP? That's an important question. If it is freely available and people can consume it freely, what is the need of consuming this PHP or using this PHP? We are having a lot of server-side programming languages. Then why we are using this PHP? Using this PHP, we can see some of the features of this PHP. Using PHP, dynamic generation of web page content. So in using this scripting language, we can create dynamic web pages, database interaction. So using the scripting language, we can easily interact with the databases, processing of user supplied data. If some input is provided by the user, that input can be easily processed by this server-side scripting language. Then email handling, file handling, text processing, network interaction, and many more tasks are there. So that is why PHP is more That is why PHP is common in web applications. Now we can learn what is the PHP environment. What all things are required to run a PHP script? So for running a PHP script, we need a base operating system and server environment. A web server is needed. Most commonly we are using this Apache web server. Then a database engine is needed, and MySQL is the most commonly used database engine with PHP. And we can also many database engines are supported by this PHP, like Oracle, Informix, likewise. So the most common database that will be available with PHP is MySQL. Then a PHP interpreter is needed for interpreting this PHP scripts. So here we require a base operating system and a server environment, commonly a web server like Apache, Tomcat, like that. And for making database applications, we need a database engine like MySQL, Oracle, Informix, or DB2, like that. And for executing the PHP script code, we need a PHP interpreter. Some of the common PHP environment that will be available in different packages like LAMP, WAMP, and SAMP. LAMP is a platform, or LAMP is a particular software which can be applied only on Linux platform. In case of WAMP, it will be applicable for Windows platform. If you are using SAMP, this type of package is used for cross-platform like Linux, Windows, Solaris, Mac OS. Then the last P in SAMP stands for Perl. So we can, using the SAMP, we can execute Perl scripting codes also. So regarding the PHP environment, just remember that we need a base operating system, and the case of a web server like Apache Tomcat, and we need a database engine like MySQL or Oracle, and finally we need a PHP interpreter. And regarding the PHP package, we are having LAMP, WAMP, and SAMP. Now move on to the fundamentals of PHP scripting. We already says that it is a scripting language, as well as PHP can be embedded in HTML. So regarding the PHP, since it is a scripting language, all the PHP code should start with angle bracket, and so that it will be embedded in the corresponding HTML or XHTML web pages. So PHP is embedded within HTML or XHTML pages within the tags angle bracket question mark PHP. So this is the starting notation for PHP scripting. Then after that you can write PHP expressions, and finally the PHP script tag is entered by question mark, then angle bracket closing. Each line of PHP is terminated like MySQL with a semicolon. So each and every expression or statement in the PHP is ended with a semicolon. There is no error message if the last line in the PHP block has no delimiter semicolon. If you are defining a particular block and if the last line of the block is not having the semicolon, and if it has, or if after that particular last line the block closing statement or block closing braces is there, then PHP interpreter didn't show any error messages. There is no error message if the last line in the PHP block has no delimiter semicolon. So PHP, in order to start the PHP scripting, we have to use angle bracket question mark PHP. Then after that you can write the corresponding expressions, and in order to close the corresponding PHP script we have to use question mark angle bracket closing. And one another point we have to remember is that each and every line should be ended with a semicolon. Then now we can see how we can display data in PHP. In order to display data in PHP, we have to use the keyword echo. Echo is used to display. We can also implement HTML code inside echo. So inside the echo, we can place HTML tags. Here a simple example of hello world. Inside this example, we can see how this hello world is displayed using the keyword echo. Here I've already mentioned that PHP scripts can be embedded in HTML. So HTML tag is there, head tag is there, then comes the title tag which contains the text PHP test, then title is closed, head is closed, then comes the body contains a PHP opening tag, then after that echo in single quote P hello world, then /p. So the data in the single quotes will be displayed, then a PHP ending tag is there, then body is closed, .html /html tag is closed. So here this web page is used for just displaying hello world, and hello world should be in a paragraph. That is why p tag is mentioned in front of hello world. So for executing it as a PHP file, we have to save the file with .php extension. So we have to save the file with .php extension, and for running you have to take the Chromium browser, then you have to specify what should be the address of this particular web page. Likewise, you can run this particular web page. Let us see how we can place comments in PHP. If you want to make a single line comment, we have to use double slash. This is a command likewise. Or else we can use this hash for single line commenting. Hash, this is also a command. For producing multi-line comments, we have to use slash star. Then it should spread over multiple lines until its closing is reached. You can close this multiple line command using star slash. Do not nest multi-line comments. So we are not able to nest multiple line comments. Nesting of comments is not allowed. Then double slash is recommended over hash. I already told you that double slash and hash are used for single line commenting, but double slash is the most recommended notation. So this is an example which showing comments in PHP scripts. So here this is the starting of PHP script. Then this is a command. Double slash, this is a command. So it means the idea that this is a single line command. So that then the control is moved to the next line. In the next line, it is just for echoing hello world. So hello world should be displayed. Then after that, slash star. Slash star indicates that it is a multi-line command. Another multi-line. So whenever the closing of this particular multi-line command reaches, after that the next execution will be happened. So this is the ending of multi-line command. Then after that the PHP script is closed. So this is for just displaying hello world. Like other programming languages, PHP also having escaping characters. Some characters are considered as special, and we can use this escape, or we can specify this escape characters with the backslash. So backslash is the corresponding symbol which is used to represent the escaping character. The commonly used escaping special characters in PHP are /n for next line, /t for next tab, /r is for return, /double quote is for double quotes, /single quote is for single quote, // it is used for generating slash. So this is an example which shows some of the escaping characters. This is the PHP opening tag, echo, clear, o /single quote. So we have to produce, or the output should contain a particular single quote. That is why /quote is there. Claire O really. So the output is like this, Claire O really. Then after that echo set /double quotes hello /double quotes. So the output is like this, set hello. The output should be in the same line because there will be no break in this particular line, or we are not using any of the /n characters or next line characters in these two statements, so that the first line appeared first, and after that there will be no break. As a continuation of first line, the second echo expression will be printed. Now let us see the literals in PHP. All strings must be encoded in single or double quotes. In case of PHP, if you are using to specify a string, we have to use either single quote or we have to use double quotes for specifying string values. Numbers are not enclosed in quotes 1 or 45 or 34.564. If we are using numbers as a value, it should not be enclosed in quotes. Booleans, true or false value can be written directly as true or false like this. So for string, for string values, we have to specify it in single quote or double quote. For numbers, we can directly specify the number values. And in case of Boolean, we have to specify either true or false. Now variables. We know that what is a variable. Variable can take varying quantities, and how we can create these variables in PHP, and what are the naming convention we have to follow while giving a name to a variable. So for creating a variable in PHP, we have to use the sign, dollar followed by a variable name. So $sign indicates that the corresponding is a PHP variable. So the PHP language is case sensitive. So this dollar variable differs from dollar capital V variable. So this is small letter v and this is capital letter V. So both are considered as different variables because the language is case sensitive. Regarding the naming convention, name must started with a letter or an underscore. In case of PHP, the name should be started with a letter or it can be started with an underscore followed by any number of letters, numbers and underscores. Underscore is a only special character which is permitted in the naming. We can place any number of underscores or we can start the corresponding variable name by an underscore itself. Punctuation symbols are not permitted in variable names. No other special characters are possible for creating variables in PHP. Here we are having an example code assigning values to variables. How we can assign value to a variable. An example code is here. So this indicates the starting of PHP. Then $name is equal to single quote fill. So by the value fill, we can understood that fill is enclosed in single quote. So it is a string value. So name is a string variable. $age is equal to 23. You can 23 is a number and it is not placed in single quote or double quote. So the age is a numeric variable. Then echo $name, echo is echo $age. So echo $name here what happens is what is the value stored in $name that will be printed. So fill then the data in single quotes. So that is itself. Then echo $age. So what's the value in age that will be printed? That is fill is 23. That is printed. The same thing can be printed like this. $name is $age. So if you are using like that, it also produces fill is 23. Or you can use like this. $name dot is $age. Dot is a symbol which is used for appending the string values. So append operator in PHP is dot. So for all these three statements, it will produce the output like fill is 23. Now we can see another example for variables. The statement is like this. We can assign a variable the value of another variable. So we can assign the variable value with another variable. So here there is an example code. This is the starting PHP code. $now is equal to 2030. So we create a variable now with value 2030. $current is equal to $now. So the value of now is assigned to another variable called $current. So $current is also having This current variable is also having the value 2013. Then after that, dollar last is equal to dollar current minus 1. So dollar current at present it is having 2013. So 2013 minus 1. So dollar last contains the data 2012. Echo dollar last has ended. Now it is dollar current. So what will be the output? Dollar last has ended. Now it is dollar current. So the output is like this. Dollar last it is having the value 2012. So 2012 has ended. Now it is 2013 because dollar current is having the value 2013. So 2012 has ended. Now it is 2013. Then another property of variables in PHP is it is possible for a variable name itself to be a variable. It is possible for a variable name itself to be a variable. So here having an example. This is the PHP opening script tag. Then dollar attribute is equal to price. So price is a string value which is assigned to dollar attribute. So dollar attribute is a variable which contains data price. Then after that dollar attribute is equal to 678. So dollar attribute. What is dollar attribute? Dollar attribute is a variable which contains data price. So 678 is assigned to dollar attribute means dollar attribute contains the data price. So this price is a string value and that string value is assigned as the next variable name. So dollar of price is equal to 678. When echo dollar price means the value 678 will be produced. So that is why it is saying that it is possible for a variable name itself to be a variable. The next method which is available in PHP is unset. Unset is a method which is used to destroy a variable. Pass the variable, we have just passed the variable to the name unset. So if you are having a variable and if you want to destroy that particular variable, we have to pass that variable name to the unset function. Here we are having an example code. This is the starting of PHP script tag. $car is equal to Swift. So car is a variable which contains a string value Swift. Echo before unset car is $car. So the output will be like this. Before unset car is Swift. Then unset car. Unset $car means the data in car variable is deleted. Echo after unset car is $car. So what will be the output is after unset car is. There will be no data here. So the output is after unset car is. Now let us have a look at the different PHP data types. We are having several data types in all the programming languages. Likewise, PHP is also having multiple data types. Boolean. Boolean it is used for representing a Boolean value. True or false will be the possible values for Boolean data. Then integer. It can be a number value. It can be a positive or negative whole number. So integers are whole numbers. It can be either positive or negative. Then double or floating point values. A floating point number value can be any decimal number. So that is another data type. Then comes the string. An alphanumeric value can contain any number of ASCII characters. So string is a variable which contains alphabets and numeric values. Then null. If the variable is not having any data, then the data type of that type of variable is null. It is an empty variable. Empty variable means variables not having any data. So these are the possible data types: Boolean, integer, double, string, none. Now we have to see a variable data type function. Setting and checking variable data type. PHP is like the scripting language JavaScript. So while we are declaring a PHP variable, we are not specifying what should be the data type of the variable. Like C or C++, if you are declaring in C or C++ or Java, whatever it may be, if you are doing with a programming language, we have to specify what should be the data type followed by variable name. Likewise, in case of normal programming languages, but in case of scripting languages, depending on the value specified or value stored in a variable, its data type of the variable can be assigned. If $age is equal to 20, which means that 20 is a number variable, 20 is a number data, so that $age is a numeric variable. Likewise, so depending upon the data stored on a variable, its data type should be assigned. Here, getType is a function which is available in PHP, and this getType function is used for setting and checking the variable data type. We are having an example called $value is equal to 7.2. So 7.2 is the data which is stored in the variable value. Echo get type of $value. Echo get type of $value means this get type function retrieves the data type of variable value. Here at present the value is having the data 7.2. 7.2 is a double value, so the get type function will return the output as double. If it is having 7 itself, value is equal to $value is equal to 7, it will echo get type $value, it will gives the result as integer. If $value is having a string value which is enclosed in single quotes like hi, so the data type should be retrieved as string. Likewise, another function which is available in PHP is variable underscore dump. Variable underscore dump is a function which is used to inspect a variable in PHP. So this function accepts a variable and gives the details about that particular variable. Variable underscore dump is a function which takes a variable name as argument, and it will gives all the details related to that particular variable. Now we can see the constants in PHP. Each constant is given. What do you mean by a constant? Constant means these are having some fixed values. Any fixed value or any fixed quantity can be termed as a constant. Each constant is given a name. Not no preceding dollar is applied here. In case of defining constant data in PHP, we didn't need the dollar symbol. By convention, constant names are usually in uppercase. So these constant names are normally represented in uppercase letters. In order to define a constant in PHP, we are having a function called define. Define function should take two parameters. First parameter is the name of the corresponding constant, and second parameter is the value which can be stored for that particular name. Name is in single quotes, and if the value is a string, it should be enclosed in single quote. Otherwise, we can simply give the corresponding value. If the value is a string value, it should be enclosed in single quotes or double quotes. So here there is an example related to constants. So here this is the starting of PHP code. Define name fill. Define name fill. So here what happens is name is a constant which is having the data fill. Then define age 23. Age is a constant which is having data 23. Echo name. Echo name means it will print fill. Echo is will be printed. Echo age. So fill is 23. That is the output for this particular expressions. Now we have a look at the difference between double quotes and single quotes. Which one we have to apply in case of strings. So there is a difference between strings written in single and double quotes. In a double quoted string, any variable names are expanded to their values. So if you are using double quotes in a particular echo statement, so what happens is uh, the variable, the value which is stored in that variable will be displayed. Then in a single quoted string, no variable expansion takes place. If you are specifying the variable name in a single quote, that particular variable name along itself should be displayed. The value should not be taken considered for display. That is the difference between the single quote and double quote. So it is better we have to use with double quotes, then only the correct manipulation of variable should be happened. Hope you understood all the basic things related to PHP scripting language. Thank you.